Mt Olympus is a Roman god-themed theme park located in the state of Wisconsin, and with it being home to over 50 rides, attractions and water slides, there is no wonder it is so popular. However, today we're going to count down the top 10 rides at Mt Olympus. Starting off at number 10, we have Little Titans. And no matter whether you want the fun and excitement of a roller coaster just without the thrills, or you are just looking for a fun family ride at the park, then this is a must do. The only thing is, however, it may be a kiddie coaster, but it definitely packs a punch, with once you have boarded the mine train style vehicle, you completing 2 laps consisting of steep drops, bank turns, helixes, as well as many airtime hills, and therefore I would feel wrong not putting this ride on our top 10 list. You can't have a theme park without a go-kart track, and Mt Olympus is no exception, as for our number 9 spot, as well as our first go-karts of many, we have Titan's Tower Go-Kart Track, where similar to your average versions of these rides, you will get the opportunity to race round a track full of lots of sharp turns, hills and downward slopes to throw you off course. Nevertheless, as long as you manage to keep your foot on the metal and your eyes on the road, you are sure to not drive yourself or any of the other racers crazy. Ding ding. From one go-kart track to the next, for our number 8 position, we have Underworld Go-Kart Track, and with some of it, believe it or not, being situated under the ground, already I know some of you are like, this is going to be awesome, and you will not be wrong, as once you have boarded the go-karts, despite not heading into a coaster like Titan's Tower, due to it being located on a rather hilly landscape, it means that your experience will be a lot, and I mean a lot more exhilarating, and also one that will never ever be forgotten. For our number 7 spot on our top 10 list, things are starting to become a lot more awesome, as we have the one and the only Pegasus, the park's smallest out of the 4 wooden coasters. Yet by no means does that mean it is a bad ride at all. If anything, it makes it miles better, as with all of its fun, enjoyable and exhilarating wooden elements such as the initial 45-foot drop, as well as the many classic twists, turns and airtime hills that you will complete on its 1 minute duration, it makes it a perfect attraction for both adults and kids alike. It is time for our final as well as best go-karts on the list, as for our number 6 spot we have Trojan Horse Go-Kart Track, and themed towards the famous Trojan Horse. Just looking at this ride is awesome, with its giant model of the famous horse standing high above the track, and on ride does not disappoint either, as similar to the best parts of both the go-karts we've already covered, you will race around many twists, turns and drops, in addition to heading underneath the horse itself, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. And so if I could only choose one go-kart track on my visit, then this would be the one. Top 5, and coming in for this spot, we have Manticore, and if you are scared of heights, then skip to number 4, as with this swing ride standing at a whopping height of 140 feet in the air, this is definitely not for the faint of heart. However, nor does it stop there, as once you have made it to the top, the sets of seats that you have previously boarded with up to one other thrill seeker will begin to swing outwards. Yes, You heard me right there, guys. Swing outwards, providing an amazing view across the park and an experience that you do not need to be a rocket scientist to know is intense. If Pegasus did not get you scared enough though, and you are still looking for even more thrills at the park, then do not fear, as our number 4 spot, Cyclops, has quite literally taken the word thrills to the next level, and here is how. Now of course it would not be a wooden coaster without many big drops, sharp turns and airtime hills, and this ride is no exception. Nevertheless, what makes this attraction so awesome is the airtime hills, and a fun fact that between the years of 1995 and 2014, if you were over the age of 18, you could ride the back row, and if you weren't, well then you could not ride the back row. And so if this does not make you want to ride, especially on the back row for that airtime, I honestly do not know what will. Here we are at the top 3 rides at the park, and for our number 3 spot, we are going to take a ride on Apollo Swing, the park's S&S Screaming Swing, and for anyone who has not done one of these before, well then you are in for a treat, as similar to your typical childhood swing, once you have boarded you will begin to swing back and forth, higher and higher. However, unlike your typical childhood swing, you will swing to a height of 120 feet and a speed of 55 miles per hour, causing even the biggest of thrill seekers in the group to hold on very, and I mean very tight. Who here loves a good old adrenaline rush? Well, of course you do, and so you have got to take a ride on our number 2 spot, Zues, because from the moment you set off on this CCI wooden coaster, you will instantly know that you are about to have an adrenaline rush quite literally like no other, and you will not be wrong, as with its 2-minute layout consisting of 85-foot drops, massive airtime hills, bank turns and so much more, all throughout the woods, no matter whether you are riding for your first, second or 100th time, you are sure to fall in love with this ride. And so in my eyes, a trip to the park is nowhere near complete without a ride. We have made it to the number 1 spot, and in my opinion for the best ride at the park, we have got no other than Hades 360. And where do I begin when talking about this ride? As if I was going to talk about every great part, we would literally be here all day. Yet to start from the beginning, as soon as you walk into the park and see this mammoth 136-foot structure, you will quite literally be blown away. And on ride it only gets 10 times better, with after the initial pre-section and climb to the top, you completing, and get ready for it, a 65-degree drop, 800-foot tunnel section under the car park, corkscrew overbank turns, as well as many other gravity groups, twists and turns. Therefore, I think it is very easy to see why this is at our number 1 spot. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.